All right. First off, I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Also want to give a double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who taught me this word, and the brothers who teach sincerely down. Also want to give a salutation to the elect scattered across the four corners of the earth. I've just been trying to get in the spirit for a couple hours and find something to do a video on, So I'll just open up the Bible and just start reading. I'm going to start off Isaiah 1 at Isaiah 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know. My people do not consider sinful nation, a people laden with iniquities, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupted. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backwards. Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. And he pretty much says, an ox is a dumb animal, but still knows who his master is. And Israel has no idea. Most people don't, because it's just crazy out here. We got brothers teaching, doing, brother love over something. They uniting, just doing sit downs with vocab and just trying to make money, not calling on the name of the Lord. People reject it. The first thing people want to do, first thing people want to do is reject the word. Okay, so what comes along with rejecting the word is then says that you will provoke the Lord to anger, and that anger is right around the corner, and that anger is these concentration camps, World War III, Jacob's trouble. That's the Lord's anger. So people walking around with their heads high, not even knowing what's coming, because the Lord has put that dark seal over their head. What's the scriptures? What's the scripture? I'm trying to think of the scriptures. Come on. Salakia, I can't think of the scripture. I know it's in Isaiah when the Lord put the dart. I'm butchering it. I can't think of it right now, but pretty much the Lord has kept them in darkness. He kept them blind so they couldn't see. Oh. It might pop up if I do it like this, because I can't. This is John 12, which he says he has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, lest they see their eyes. All right, so I'm going to go there, John 12:40. It's John 4:20. John 12:40. He hath blinded thy eyes and hardened their hearts, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their hearts, and be converted, and I should heal them. See, so the Lord has blinded these people, because how it is, we're in the middle of World War III. We're in the middle of Jacob's trouble, right around the corner, and all this stuff going on, and y'all worried about, other things. I worry too, but my focus and what I'm thinking about on a daily what everybody else is thinking, and pretty much goes into us man who teach here in Great Millstone. I'm thinking of, I'm praying to the Lord, like, hey, can you strengthen me for when them times come? I'll be ready for it. And that's where my mind is right now, trying to fast, trying to, get myself prepared for what's coming, because we've got FEMA camps coming. Revisiting a dream I had plenty of dreams of me being inside a FEMA camp with family members and seeing people there and seeing blood splattered all over the floor and hearing people scream for their life, because the apostle just did a video explaining a brother's dreams on FEMA camp, and here it is. We got all these things going on, the port strikes, the FEMA camp in Ohio at an airport, and another FEMA camp. That Texas gave up land for a FEMA camp to detain the illegals, but they're also going to use that on probably the American citizens too. They're using that situation to bring in, the setups and the FEMA camps and probably. I was just watching the video where they just made a rule, I think in Colorado or something. Let me go to it. Digital checkpoints,
Here's one habit that makes you extremely intelligent. Replace social media with microlearning.
It's a free country.
So as you see, everything's been set up for 2025 to be the start of Jacob's trouble or the end of this year, and then going into 2025 for them to start their new world order, which is going to be the judgment of, it's going to be the judgment for everybody. Hey, but the Lord said, my judgment start at my house, and that house being Israel. Start with the 12 tribes, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Hey, so since you chose to be a dumb ox and just not consider the Lord at all, hey, it's dire consequences for this thing.
A scary new law has been passed in Australia to keep people safe. It will require people to log their identification before they can get onto most social media sites, opening up people for prosecution for anything that they may say that the government may not like. Major news.
See, and it's in Australia. Hey, like, that's deep. That's a serious thing, because in Australia, we got brothers there. If this thing that they're doing, the checkpoints, if you got to really do that to get online, it means the brothers in Australia won't be able to teach no more. And they're going to, that's going to be everywhere. And they're just gradually doing things, multiple things, that's letting us know, us that watch, the watchmen, the real watchmen, for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, that next year, going into next year, you're gonna see a lot of changes. What they're setting up, their new world order. They setting up their FEMA camps. They setting up civil war. They setting up food shortages. So they setting all this up they're setting this place up for a total collapse. So the National Guard is already here. They're already setting up little FEMA camps and things, so they already know what it's gonna be, So everything's a play now. Everything's in play. And this is the judgment, because going back to Isaiah 1, it says, the ox know of his own owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know, my people do not consider. And since you chose to not consider, this is your judgment. So destruction, death is coming to this place and to you so-called black people, you know? And the only ones who's going to make it out is the ones that the Lord choose because even some of us got to be beheaded and go to these FEMA's camp and die. So and with the times coming, it's not going to be an easy time, and nobody wants to hear it. Everybody, mainly Jake, just wants to turn away from it like it's not going to happen. And the scriptures say a thief cometh at night, you know? A thief coming at night while you sleeping comfortable. But at this point, you know, all that comfortable was about to be gone out the door.
Out of Australia, like I said. We have big news coming out of Syria as well. We haven't heard much from Syria recently. Well, it's in the news. Basically, ISIS-backed groups have just done a blitzkrieg and have grabbed a major city in Syria, and they are moving on a second larger city with huge implications. There's word out there that Turkish backing may be happening right now. The United States may be partially involved. It is a food fight over there, and we're seeing a lot of very troubling, disturbing videos coming out, execution of prisoners, a lot of crazy stuff. We need to talk about that. It is going to impact things on the world stage. We now have a FBI director has been named by President Trump. We'll talk about that. We also had the latest on the Sunset Cucumbers. We're going to tell you where they're being sold.
Okay, so the main part I wanted on that is the Australia. You'll not be able to speak or talk in Australia if you don't register online or social medias. Meaning that's going to be a part. See, because the scriptures say there should be a famine of the word, you know? Amos 8 and 11. This Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. You know? Now in Australia, there's a brother I like to watch there. I used to watch him a lot, but I always had to go to BitChute to watch him. It's called the Israelite Foreigner. You know, so I don't know when this law, I'm gonna look more into it, probably do an update video on it, but I don't know. It's like they said that the law just changed in Australia where you can't checkpoints. Matter of fact, I want to look more into it too, but let me read the scriptures. We're gonna look into it. I'm gonna Google it. See if I can get more on it.
A scary new law has been passed in Australia to keep people safe. It will require people to log their identification.
Let's look at this. Social media ban.
Empty wallet on a date night?
Well, a world first in Australia, where Parliament there has given a green light to a bill banning social media for users under the age of 16. Anybody out there who's got kids?
Okay, that's for children under 16, okay? Let's look at this one.
Quick disclaimer, I'm making this video because I live in Australia, and the stuff I've seen over the past months have got a lot of people talking, but I still don't think enough people know about what's going on. So I just wanted to spread some awareness about it. Alright, so let's get into it. Hi, welcome to another episode of Cold Fusion. For the better part of a decade, we've all known about the negative impacts of social media on children and youth. To combat this, the Australian government has just introduced a bill to ban all children 16 or younger from social media.
Okay, that's
But is everything as it seems? Right now, there's discussion and massive vocal concerns for government privacy violations and even free speech.
So this isn't just about the privacy or collecting data about kids. This is literally everybody accessing social media. That's how it has to work, isn't it?
Yes, and in this episode, we'll explore what's in the bill, how it's going to work, and unfortunately, how this could lead to a future can of worms.
Australia is a democratic country, and most Australians grow up thinking we have a right to free speech. Kids start using the phrase from primary school age, mostly to defend their experimental use of naughty words. You can't tell me to go to my room. I have a right to freedom of speech. But is that really true? In America, the US Constitution includes a Bill of Rights that explicitly protects freedom of speech. The First Amendment states, Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech or of the press. Perhaps also...
So it look like the ban is for children under 16. But as I said, that's all I can find right now on it. I'm gonna do more research on it and come back with a digital checkpoint to see that. Let's see, now I got the wording right. Maybe it might be better. All right, let's check this out.
I cannot find a job. Have you tried looking in tech? No. Tech companies laid everybody off. They're not hiring.
Australians are happy to tap and go. Now the government wants them to tap and show.
What we want to do is make life easier, allow your credentials to be at your fingertips and keep your personal information safer.
A digital ID called TEX linked to MyGov, removing the need to hand over passports, driver's licenses, birth certificates for companies to store and too often lose to hackers.
The Optus incident, one of the first on a large scale, showed what...
Hey, Salaki, I know I was reading Isaiah. I was going into the judgment of Israel because they don't listen, you know. Then I went into the FEMA camps, you know, and everything that's going on, being the judgment of the Lord for Israel choosing to be a dumb ox. But then I discovered the digital ID. Now, I kind of went into the famine of the word now because that's what's going on. So I guess brothers do it all the time, but let's continue watching this because this is a serious thing, you know. In Australia, we have brothers there, and if they gotta have a digital ID to get on their social media, and they're being monitored, it means they won't be able to teach no more, and that's part of the famine of the word, you know. And I know they're gonna probably make this this will be everywhere here pretty soon, so I don't think brothers will be teaching too much longer, you know, because we're definitely not going to be teaching in Jacob's trouble.
We have to do things differently.
The information will be heavily encrypted, so no sensitive data is shared or stored, using a QR code and a simple tap to verify ID for hotel bookings, hiring cars, signing up for phones and more.
This is really a game changer in putting citizens at the centre of their identity management.
The TEX system will use personal data already stored on MyGov and send a digital receipt of all information shared and with whom. Chance of fraud reduced, but not entirely removed.
Some people will go and try and create false MyGov identities. We're trying to strengthen all of the issues against that.
The TEX system is in the final stages of development with the aim of being rolled out next year. Using it, though, will be optional. Google and Telstra are helping develop the technology.
TEX will be time-saving. It'll be...
See, and they say the rollout would be next year. That's 2000. This was made 3 months ago. That's next year. All right, so as I see all the pieces are being put together, you know, famine of the word, also the food shortage on the way too, also a World War III, we in the middle of World War III now, so all the prophecies are lining up for Jacob's trouble, which is going to be the end for you 2/3, you know. So with that being said, hey, shalom.